Okay, I don't know how much do they charge, maybe 20-30 bucks.
It's
But
okay.
okay,
Let's do it like this. It's fine this way.
boolean type, boolean, and then these are, we kind of, I at least I kind of never use these types. And none type, yeah, it's kind of important. Let's discuss that. If we don't want to store anything, one is equals to none. So that's a kind of type. If you wanna, in case if you wanna don't store anything, let's suppose we, yeah, a scenario, uh, names, and we have a list. We have the first name, we have the second name, third name, fourth name, and we don't know the fifth name. We just store a none there,
Hmm.
and later on we could, update this none and put something there. It's kind of useful. That's where this none could be useful for, or something. This is another data type, none, and that's
Yeah.
it.
When do you,
Yeah.
so if we want to append a value,
Into this list.
yeah,
Oh, append,
how do
I
we
guess
do
we
that?
we have discussed that dot append. We used a method called
Yeah.
dot append, and we can enter anything, maybe 66 triple six or something. And if I kind of print this, it's gonna show, 1 2 3
Okay,
4
yeah.
none and
Okay.
66.
Got it, got it, got it, got it.
Yeah, we're gonna discuss these methods later on when we're done with the data types, because there are a lot of them and they are really useful. They're gonna make our life really easy. So that's where you find some pretty formatted thing, creating a string, creating an integer, float, complex thing, a list, a tuple, same thing, but this is kind of editable, mutable. This is immutable. We can't change the values inside this unless we kind of replace this whole thing. you know this is the range, this is the dictionary, key value, key value pair, set, key separated by comma.
What's a frozen set?
Oh man, I kind of just wrote that. It was from, I get, probably from this side, data types. Let me see that. Even I don't know about that side. Binary
Yeah,
type,
no
no.
problem.
Maybe I just copied that from somewhere else. Frozen set. Let's do
Yeah,
a
no,
Google. Oh,
no problem. I just
frozen
curious.
set,
Just
empty
curious.
frozen object, frozen set, frozen object, build an immutable, unordered collection of unique elements. That's interesting. Let's try this.
Yeah.
We kind of
Okay.
discussed that we can create a set 1 2 3 4 5. Huh. Let's do this. 1 2 3 4 5, and if I do 1, it's something like this. Let's suppose I am like on 1, bring the 0 index from 1. I can do that. Set object is not subscribable.
Yeah. Do you
Okay,
not
so we
need to?
so we can't get this thing. I'm gonna figure that out what that really is, but as far as I
Yeah.
think, frozen set, let's do a quick Google because I could also learn something. Frozen set in Python. Greeks fro. That's also a good website. Frozen set. If no parameter are passed to frozen set function, then it returns an empty frozen type object. Okay, this is something like frozen something, and we are passing an empty tuple in that, and then we are printing. It's a frozen set. We had a list called L, which was having something like this, and we passed L to a frozen set, and later on we have a frozen set of something like this. And what's the really main difference? I don't know. Sets, yeah, we know set don't store duplicate values. Yeah, pretty much, right? But this frozen really means, since frozen objects are immutable, even the set was immutable as far as I see. One dot one is equals to 22. Item assignment, yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna see that later. What that really
Mm.
means.
Yeah, no problem. Let's not get stuck on that.
But anyways, I didn't use that till now. That's why I don't know about that.
Mhm.
Boolean thing and then a dictionary, again a dictionary. That's what happens when you copy paste the things. Memory view, bytes, I don't know what that is. Never kind of use that. None tab, yeah, kind of useful. Okay, how to check the type of something? We stored 5 in x and then we checked the type of x. It
Hi,
says
let's
it's an
check
integer.
that.
Mm. Oh, converting, setting specific data type. If you want to set something into string, that's a good example. Str, and then we enter a number, 50. It's gonna convert that into string. Like, see, remember the input function? It returned us something like this. We entered an integer, but that function, probably it was doing that, it was taking input from the user and then using a string function to convert whatever the user enters into string, and then returns us this
Mm.
thing which is in string. See that's the difference. That's what it was doing. So string function, if you wanna, oh, let's do integer on this string. So first we entered integer, then we said to Python convert into string, and then we are again saying to Python take the string and again convert into an integer. So we get 50 without quotations. And if I check the type of this thing, it's an integer. If I remove this int, it will say string. If I remove this
Mm.
string, the original value is still an integer. So convert
See.
float, this is kind of explicit type conversion. We by
Mhm.
ourselves are saying that convert something into this type, or this or this. Oh, that's how we do some kind of create a dictionary. Name is equals to John, that's how it will create.
Okay.
Let's do a print x. You're gonna see that. See, if we want to use dictionary function to create a dictionary, we can do something like this. But using those curly bracket is more convenient. So yeah, how to create a set and a boolean. That's how we can do that. Python number. Let's jump to this website. Data types. Or we could continue until we end the data type Python numbers, or no. Yeah, we are done with the data types. Frozen side, yeah, that's from where I setting specific data types, testing. The cool thing about this website is it has a kind of small exercise at the end of
Okay.
every section, so you could fill the
Mm.
blanks and do that stuff. You should visit this kind of thing. It's a cool thing. Whenever
Okay.
you learn a lesson, you get a chance to test yourself. The following code
Okay.
example would print the data type of x. What data type would that be? Can you guess what data type will this print?
That's X is a variable, right? I mean, is
Mm-hmm.
that, but that's not the data type?
They are like, what would be the data type of x? And x is a variable and it has a
Yeah.
value 5.
Oh, okay, okay. It's integer.
Yeah, int in Python, we call it int.
Yeah.
Submit the answer. Let's see. I hope they don't want us to show answer. Oh
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
submit answer. How to submit the answer? Yeah, correct.
Correct.
Exercise
Okay.
2. Let's do the exercise. It's good to do the exercise. Oh, that's right.
Yeah, that's a string.
str in Python is str for string. Any guess?
That's a float.
Yep. Next exercise. Oh,
This is a list.
correct.
This is a tuple.
Tuple, immutable. You
Tuple.
can't change the
Yes.
values in tuple. Yep.
This is a dictionary.
Yeah.
Bit.
because it's in key and value pair.
Yeah. Boolean.
Bool, yep.
Yeah.
I guess we are done here. Yep. Let's move to numbers. And now it will get a bit good. Oh, we have already discussed this. Integer and number, we have integer,
Yeah.
float, complex, and then we're checking the types. Integer, we could use this long integers, negative integers. In float, same, small and like big and negative. And yeah, we could use e for scientific notation, exponential or something. That we are not gonna use that, as we are not gonna work with some kind of scientific things, but that's kind of useful. E raised to power something like this. If we only use e, it means a kind of maybe 3. It means it has 3 zeros after 35, if I'm not wrong. Let's try that. 35e3. Oh, see, 34e3. It means exponential to e raised to power 3. It's kind of have 3 zeros or something. That's kind of handy if we work in with big digits or something like that. E has maybe 20 zeros. It's quite wrong to write 3, 4 and 20 zeros. So that's what we use here. E for kind of long digits. Complex, I don't think so. We need to go into this thing because we are not gonna work with that thing. Example, random numbers. This is a good thing to know. Random. So in Python, do you know how to import libraries? Different kind of packages, libraries.
Yeah, I
I guess you
do.
know about that. Import random.
From Keras
Yeah,
import.
import random and
Yeah.
random dot random. Let's pass a number 3. Takes no argument, so it's just gonna generate the numbers, and what it will generate, we don't know what exactly it will generate. Anything, I guess, between 0, above 0 and below 1. It's gonna generate number above 0 and below 1. And
Mm.
rand int, it's gonna generate integer, and we can pass two things: a range, start and stop, from 5 and 10, something between this. It's gonna generate that. Yeah, pretty cool. And rand range, it's gonna generate a range, I guess, probably. No, it's not generating a range. Choose a random integer from range, start, stop, and step. Okay, so this time we could also pass some kind of steps. But why it's not generating a range? 3. Int object is not iteratable. Okay, so that's not generating a range as far as I see. It's only generating a single number. But anyways, they just gave us this good package to play with some kind of random numbers, generate random numbers. We can have a lesson on this session on this random numbers from NumPy and TensorFlow and this library. That this is a good thing if you want to generate some random data that can be used later on. And I guess we have also covered this point. Python casting, typecasting, variable type, or typecasting is basically converting one data type into another data type. We have discussed how to convert something into integer, into float, into string. So yeah, convert 1 into integer, 2.8 into integer. Okay, when we will convert 2.8 into integer, like, do you have any guess what would be the result?
Maybe 3.
Okay, I was thinking about 2.8. Maybe it rounds that off. Oh, it's 2. So
Oh,
it just
2.
skips it does not rounds
Okay,
off
okay,
that thing. It
okay,
skips
okay,
everything after the
okay.
decimal. So a string in 3. So in a string, in double quotation or single quotation, anything inside that, if that's a number, that can be converted into integer. Let's take a quick short sweet example. 66 was in string, and if you use a integer function on that, it converts that into an integer. Same goes with the float. We could convert 1, it would be like 1.0, it's already
Yeah,
in
yeah.
float. It will be like 3.0, it will be like 4.2.
4.
4.2 actually, because it's like float,
Float. Okay.
if it would be integer, if that was integer, if we had used integer right here. Let's try that. Come on. Let's try for float, and then we're gonna see for float it's same. If we use int, then it's gonna be, oh, not we can do that. For integer, we can only pass an integer in a string, and for float we can pass integer as a string or float as a string too. Yeah, so these are kind of things to remember. For integer, it only accepts integer in a string, and for float it accepts integer as a string, float as a string, both. Yeah, so for string, a string or a number or anything, basically if you're converting, let's convert a boolean into a string, str and true. So it, anything given to the string function, it's gonna convert into a string no matter what it really is. So yeah, strings. Now yeah, that's kind of interesting topic. String is an interesting topic. Like, remember multi-line comment, that was actually a multi-line string, but if we don't store that into a variable, Python just ignores that multi-line string. So that's how we create a multi-line strings. Either use single three quotations or double three quotations and store that. Let's suppose we have a welcome message that welcome to uh, blah blah blah, and uh, wish you blah blah blah, and after that we want to print that. In print, the when we use print, see, like it's like a multi-line message, so that's where this multi-line string
I see.
comes
I
handy,
see.
that's how. And if we don't store this into a variable, it's a Python comment. Python is gonna ignore this, and it will give, why is why this time Python didn't give the error, because we ran this cell and the value of a was
Still
still,
remains a.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Oh, single something. Yeah, slicing string, that's a good topic. Now let's go and get a bit organized. I don't know if the spellings are, I don't know. We can see that. Okay, let's a is equals to maybe what could we say? Country. A has a, let's do print to make it more formal. Okay, slicing. What does slicing means? To pick up a chunk from something. Let's suppose I want to get last three letters of this string, or last three values of this string. I would use that square notation, as it was in list, tuple, and probably a dictionary too. So we are gonna say start from index. Okay, let's count the index. It's like 0, 1, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So in total we have 6.
Yeah.
And what was it? 1, 2, 3, 4. Start from index 4 and slice up till index 6. So that's how we tell the Python how to slice it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Start from, yeah, you know about that, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I do.
Okay, that's cool. So
And if
yeah,
you
that's
don't
how
put 4,
it's
if you don't put
gonna.
anything before
Hmm,
4, you just, yeah, it will
it
take to
will.
the end automatically,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what it's gonna do. Looping through a string. You know about for loop, right?
Yeah, I know. I just I think I guess I need to be reminded of that.
So for loop can iterate through any sequence. It could be a list, dictionary, tuple, set, or even a string. Why a string? Because as you have seen, string has some kind of index. This value has index 0 and then next has 1. So it's kind of also in a kind of, it's a sequential data type. So we could use a for keyword, then a temporary variable that would store, let me write that. Let's suppose I, and we could say it anything. We could say current value. Okay, for I, current value in a. What a really is, a is this string, and then we are gonna print current value. So what it really does, like, see, it will go in a. This for loop will be like, okay, go to a. It's gonna take this first thing c, and it's gonna store this c in this variable name as current value. Okay, I guess it's clear till now.
Yeah, current value is a function, kind of, right?
No, it's a variable. Actually, it's a variable that stores the current value that for loop is getting from this sequence, this string. Or let's do a string, let's make it more. Okay, we have okay, then we are using for I in name list, and then we are like print, and then we are doing I. So basically what this I does, it's a variable that kind of stores the current value that's coming from this list. uh, in starting, this for loop will say that, okay, go to this list and give me the first thing, whatever the first value is in this list, and it's gonna take this thing on index 1. It's like one, and it's gonna store this in I. Why it will store in I? Because maybe inside the body of for loop, remember these four spaces, take three
Yeah.
four, this is the body. Now we are in the body of for loop, and now we can use I. So I is basically a variable to store current value that's coming from our list or anything. Maybe later on we are like, okay, take I, and as it's a string, it is a string, so we could add something in this. We could add one and anything, later. And now when I do like print, oh, it's not doing that. So basically I again need to store that into that thing in order it to work that. So this I is present. Basically, like, we can write here, like, we can use anything. It's variable name. It's like I is variable name, and mostly we use I here. But we could really use anything. We could maybe say uh, value of list, or current value list, and later on we could just print that thing. uh, uh, Current value of list. This is just variables to store the current value that's coming from this sequence, or this iteratable data type. That's what it's really doing. And that's quite helpful, because maybe we need to do some kind of processing or calculation on each value when we are using a for loop on this list. So that's how it works. Like, if you have any questions or something.
No, no, no.
Okay, so for loop, to just loop through any sequence or iteration. We could loop through anything or something. Same here. Banana, this time it's gonna print B on next line, and everything on the next line. Alien, that's also a good function to know. Alien, it's just as it by its name, it's gonna give us the length of any variable. Let's do for A, and before that let's print A. This was a, and if we do length of a, it has 7 values. And if I do length of our name list, which had 3 values, it should give 3 because yeah, it gives 3. To check the length, we use len function, length function. And checking string, oh, in keyword, it's also an important keyword. Let's suppose this was our list and we later on wanted to check if a user or if a name is present in something. Let's we say is 3 in this thing, and this thing is a variable and this variable stores a list, and if I do this it will return true. And if I'm like is color in this list, it will return false
No,
because this
false.
is not
Yeah.
in this list. Yeah, we could do that for the string too. This is our a, and if I'm like z z in a, it's not in a because COU and TRY, these are the letters which are in this variable. So it's also an important keyword. Print only if free is present. If free in this, oh, that's a good example. Yeah, let's copy this and I will try to explain that. I guess you got this thing right. What they really mean is
Yeah.
we have a
Yeah.
string and we are just using an if statement. We're gonna discuss about these if and for loops later. Yeah, probably. Yeah. Tuple and for loops, yeah. But right now these are kind of, I don't know, we're just doing that. We're just playing with the string thing. And we could also use not in. That's gonna give us the opposite of whatever we did here. We used in, and we could use not to make it,
Not in. Yeah.
reverse the output. Not in this, it will say true. Yeah, it's not in this. Z is not in this variable, which is country. So yeah, in, not in, and then we have a if statement and that stuff. And Python string, slicing string. Yeah, you know about this, how to slice those strings. Oh,
Yeah.
from starting up till 5, from
Yeah.
2 up
From
till end.
two on to the end. Yeah.
And do you know about this minus indexing? We just do this minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5.
Yeah.
Start from minus
Yeah.
5,
So yeah. Yeah.
go up till
Exactly.
minus 2,
Minus
go up till.
five is the last one at the is the D is the exclamation mark, right?
No, you got it wrong. Oh, let's do this. Let's do this. So, here. Okay. Let's do it here. B, and if I do minus 5, it's not gonna return exclamation thing. It's gonna return O because we are telling it that use the negative indexing.
Oh,
So this is
okay.
minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5. You know,
I got
it
it.
will start
Got
from
it. Got it.
minus 1 and it will go up till minus 2, minus 1, minus 2, up till D, but just before D, not including D.
Okay.
That's the thing to notice.
I yeah, I totally forgot. I got it.
It's okay. Modifying string. So, oh, this is cool. These are methods. So I could really explain what's the difference between a method and a function, but I guess it's kind of too early to do that. The moment we would reach functions and classes, that time it will really get clear. But right now, it's good to, just learn a bit of syntax. Dot and then upper. This is the method associated with this variable. If it's a string, if a variable stores a data type, a string data type, then we can use upper. What it really does, it converts all the letters, English letters into uppercase. And same like that, we can use lower on that, it's gonna convert everything into lowercase. And then we have the title case. Oh, 10 minutes remaining. Okay, title case, it's like capitalize the first letter. That's white spaces. Yeah, remove some white spaces. This is also a good thing to know. Let's try that out. So as you can see, in starting we have a couple of white spaces. Okay, if we use stripe, it kind of removes the white spaces from the starting of the string and from the end of the string. Here you would see that there are no white spaces. Okay, let me print that before and after. Let's do a before and after. Like, see, here we had some white spaces, but after using this stripe method, no white spaces in beginning and ending of the string. Replace is also a really great function for string. Let's do print a. This is our a, and we are like a dot replace. What we want to replace, we want to replace capital H and comma on second argument. We could say replaces by capital Z. So it's gonna return us a new string where
Mm,
every H would be replaced by Z. Let's replace O and see the difference. Every O would be replaced by Z.
mm.
So yeah, stripe, we know about that. Stripe is, yeah, at this time. Oh, split. This is not stripe, it's split. So that's quite handy. Let's suppose someone was really bad at coding and he kind of created a string. He thought that Ali, comma John, comma XYZ. He didn't knew about Python. So he thought it's a list, but later on we had a long string, and he was like it's a list, but actually it was a string. So what we could do is we could use a split function. We are like, okay, go into this a string and split the string whenever you see a comma. Okay, comma and a space too, because he did a space too. After comma he added a space. So this function is gonna return us a list where every list where this main string would be separated on this particular thing. We could even say let's split on j, and it would go into this string and split on j thing. This is the first split, and this is the second split. So
Okay. Um, I have to leave for work in 5 minutes. So is there an assignment or something that I can do um, to to um, to to practice most of what
yeah,
we've
for
done
sure.
today and get ready for the next time we meet?
Yeah, for sure, definitely. So I'm not gonna take your time. I would just send you the assignment on the WhatsApp, or maybe upload on the repository and share the
Okay,
links
okay,
with
okay,
you.
okay,
Is
okay,
that good?
okay, okay. All right, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay. Hope so. This lesson was helpful and you learned something.
Oh, a lot.
Yeah, that's great
A
though. That's
lot.
great.
There's
Yeah.
there's a lot of things that they kind of browsed over very quickly, but the lesson today, I've been able to connect some dots and be able to see um, some things that were missing in my foundation. So I
Yeah.
really learned a lot. I'm going to
Okay.
go back and watch. We must have like 3 videos now. I'm really going to
Okay.
go back and watch them and try to practice some of the things, most of the things actually,
Okay.
that
Cool.
we did today on my own, just experimenting, and just trying
Cool.
to memorize the functions, the steps, and
Yeah.
to do
Cool.
my own, just to play around with it and get
Yeah. Cool. And I
better
have
handle of it.
and I have a suggestion for you. Instead of wasting
Yeah.
those like two really full 2 hours watching those things, go to this website
Mm,
and browse through everything, and in last they have a kind of
mm.
exercise that's gonna be really
Okay.
helpful, and after that
Okay.
you could open the code which we did and try to understand that. That's gonna be
Okay.
a bit faster than that then. But
And going
anyways, I'm
back
gonna share
to
the, yeah.